Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the Splash Damage podcast. I am Max Mallory, your host.
I'm Erik Brundage, your co-host, and
yeah, we got some cool stuff. It's weird to think.
That's an overstatement, I think.
That's an understatement. Usually we have controversial topics, but like all four of our topics are pretty important this time. Like that doesn't happen very often.
No. This show's actually relevant for once.
Yeah, the show's we're actually on time with a lot of this stuff too. So for all four of you listening, thanks a lot.
Thanks. We love you.
We do. Anyways, let's get to our first topic. The Titanfall beta came out last week, and I got a key.
I didn't get a key because
I'm awesome. Yeah, I know. Titanfall is a FPS made by Respawn Entertainment, who is it's the developer formed by the two. It's the developer formed by the two Call of Duty guys.
Yeah, those
founders, the founders of Infinity Ward, right?
Yeah.
I think they're the founders.
You would probably know more than I would.
I think they're the founders. And they split off after all the Activision lawsuit stuff and formed Respawn, and Titanfall's their first game. And it's like a mech shooter. I mean, you guys probably have heard of it. It's been all over the news. It's the mech shooter game that's not Hawken.
And not MechWarrior Online?
And not MechWarrior Online. Yeah, it's the other mech shooter.
I haven't heard
the
about
Xbox One mech shooter. That's it.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, is it Xbox One exclusive?
Not exclusive.
Oh, okay.
I played it. I don't know. I'm not going to buy an Xbox One.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
I thought you knew me, Erik. I thought you knew.
I thought I knew you too. But then you changed. You changed, Max.
You changed, man. So, anyways, yeah, I got a beta key and I was playing it. I didn't obsessively play it for the entire period it was open, but I obsessively played it for about 2 days. And it's really good. Like it's really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, like it's I'm not really a fan of the whole fast-paced COD run and gun, respawn, and then sprint and throw your nade and die in 10 seconds gameplay. But
you're playing Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike's different. Counter-Strike's
okay.
I'm
it's
serious.
Different from Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike is like it's tactical. I know it sounds stupid. I know I sound like some dumb fanboy hardcore gamer, but seriously, Counter-Strike is a little bit more tactical. You have to take your time. You have to think about how you spend your money. You have to think about like where your teammates are going and where the other team's going to go and stuff. In Call of Duty, you can get a pretty decent KD ratio and you can win a lot of matches by literally sprinting and shooting when you see things move on the screen.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
it's different.
Okay, it's different.
Anyways, Titanfall...
Just what he wants.
Shut up. It's totally different. I'm serious, it's different.
Okay,
I know it sounds dumb.
Going.
Anyways.
We make this episode like 50 hours.
Yeah, so before we have a 2-hour argument about FPS games. So yeah, it's really... it brings in a lot of elements from other genres that traditionally aren't in FPSs. Like, there are basically creeps, which are like AI enemies that are really weak, and you can like basically like two-shot them.
Okay.
They're nicknamed creeps, but in the game they're like they're called specters, and I think they're just called like soldiers or something like that. But you can kill them, and like killing 4 of them is the same as killing like one person, one like human player plus change, and so they had like 3 game types available in the beta, which were attrition, hardpoint, and last Titan standing. And last Titan standing was just like a deathmatch with no respawn. That was pretty fun. I really liked that. Hardpoint was conquest, where you just hold points and gain other points.
Okay.
And make numbers go up.
Yeah.
That was less impressive, I would say. And then there was attrition, which was like, I guess it was like deathmatch, kind of. Like, you just, the more objectives you completed, and, well, there weren't really objectives. The more giant robots and human players you killed, the quicker your team won. Yeah. So basically a deathmatch. Attrition was the most popular among everyone.
Well, it's just shoot and kill things.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple, and it's deathmatch, and it dropped you into the play. Last Titan Standing was my favorite, like I said, just because it took a little bit more thinking and stuff like that. And Hardpoint has potential, but like the way they had points laid out and the way people ended up forming around those points was very, like, it wasn't really as fun as I thought it could be. Because, like, you know, you could have, like, 3 mechs at one spot, and then they would just own that for the rest of the game.
Of course they would.
Well, yeah. But, like, if you went to capture the other 2, like, there were 2 maps available, and one of them, all the points were pretty close together. So if you had a group of, like, 2 or 3 mechs, you could just kind of roam and do laps, which was dumb. But, I don't know. It's actually really fun. Like, I really enjoyed it. The way they made the mechs and the pilots, like the players, really balanced so that if you're in a mech, you're not blowing shit up and destroying everyone and, like, winning, just flat out destroying. And you made it like pilots can fight back. Yeah. They have weapons that can kill the Titans. They can, like, you can, like, grapple a Titan and, like, shoot it and blow it up. And that proved to be the most effective way of getting rid of enemy players. But, like, the counterbalance is that they can kind of see you, and there's a couple, like, little perks or equipment things or whatever that you can use to, like, stop the player. Like, there's this one that you can just, like, throw down electric smoke, and it kills them when they're on the back of your Titan. It was really cool.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. I wasn't there, so.
Well, you've read about it, haven't you?
No.
Read about it.
I don't even read for class. Why do you think I'm going to read for?
Because it's something that interests you.
Yeah, I guess. I've just been really busy.
It's cool. But anyways, it had a lot of customization options. It had a lot of.
No, Max. Here's why I haven't read anything about Titanfall.
Why?
I've been doing research on another topic for this podcast.
What, the Twitch plays Pokemon?
Maybe.
Okay. You can say yes. It doesn't matter. We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
But no, the one thing it did bring over that I'm not a huge fan of is the whole, like, perks and equipment and weapons equipping system from Call of Duty that it has, where, you know, you have, like, 5 default classes and then 5 people classes, and you just swap out weapons and put in, like, perks and stuff. There's no, like, kill streaks or anything, thank God, but I don't know. That system always bugged me. Like, I'm totally fine with just using preset, like, people. Like, I don't care, you know? TF2 proves that works.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. And having custom Titans just, like, it allows for the possibility of someone to find, like, the perfect set that just breaks the game and, like, destroys the meta, and then, like, either someone has to patch it or the game just becomes a flavor of the month cycle like an MMO. But I don't know.
You mean MOBA, not MMO?
Well, both.
Well, most MMOs, there's not, like, a flavor. It's builds and strategies.
Those are still... They can be flavors, though.
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
Guild Wars definitely had a flavor of the month structure.
Yeah.
I don't know about
PvP
WoW's
game.
PvP. Yeah, the PvP. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about the PvE.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely the PvP. But anyways, I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good take on the FPS genre, and, like, it's a really good reinvention. Like, there's a lot of cool little features that
Like
people wouldn't
jetpacks.
think. Yeah, the whole wall running thing is amazing, and it's really fluid. It doesn't feel chunky. It doesn't feel like it's forced.
Okay, I guess there's something that I kind of... Like, I'm drawing connections between Titanfall and
Right.
the anime Attack on Titan. Because you have Titans that you have to beat, and you have, like, jetpacks in Attack on Titan.
Well, I haven't seen Attack on Titan.
I'll show it to you.
Okay.
It's pretty badass.
Well, like, the thing is, though, like, it's not jetpacks in the sense of Halo 4 jetpacks.
Yeah, it's not...
Where you can, like, fly up and it just becomes this impossible shooter where you're, like, looking all around the map
Yeah, it's
for
like double
everything.
jump backpacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
With wall running and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You can pretty much go as far as you want vertically, though, as long as you have buildings around you. Like, the way the beta worked is, like, it taught you how to wall run and stuff, but honestly, if you had a wall you wanted to get up and you just kind of looked around and pressed spacebar a lot, you could get to the top of the
Yeah.
building. But it's like that feature is really cool too, because one of Respawn's goals with Titanfall was to make it so that it's not just make FPSs that aren't on a 2D plane, where all you're doing is looking level, and it just becomes whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
And like that's really cool because you can jump in through buildings now, and there are different little hiding spots, and you kind of have to keep a bigger sense of map awareness around you than what was like previously like told for the player to do. Just kind of like, oh, look on the ground, look behind cover. Like, you know, you really have to you have to look around a lot more. And the maps are like fantastic. The two that they had, at least, really like assisted that really well. Man, I'm trying to think of what else was really different about Titanfall. Oh, they had this one thing at the end of the matches. Instead of just a scoreboard popping up, they did this. What did it? I think they just called it like the conclusion or the finale or something. But basically, what it was is if you're on the losing team, a drop ship is gonna come in. They say like, oh, like a guy comes in on the intercom and is like, oh, we lost this one. Prepare to evacuate. And then they mark a point on the map. And they say, like, dropship in 20 seconds. And then all the players have to rush to the dropship. And, like, the team that won has to, like, chase them down and kill them for extra points. But if they get to the dropship, they get, like, 400 points a person, which is, like, 4 kills each.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, like, you have to get to the dropship. And then the dropship, like, once the 20 seconds are up, it, like, takes off. And then the other team can still destroy it. Like, if they focus fire, they can destroy the dropship. But, like, if you get out... It's crazy. Like, that was the coolest part to me. Like, I didn't even care about, like, being put in matches that just ended because I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Go, go, go. And I would just, like, run to the dropship. That was probably, like, the coolest thing. I really wish more games did that instead of just...
Sounds like a more scripted version of what a galaxy extraction would be in PlanetSide 2. You run to a dropship as you get shot at, and you get out of there.
Yeah, but it's probably more faster paced because PlanetSide 2 is... a very slow-paced
no, it can
FPS.
If you're coming out of a biolab and you're just like, fuck this place and just moving on, if you're jumping into a galaxy, it can be pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean,
You haven't played a lot of
I'll believe you. I'll believe you. I mean, but it's cool in terms of, like, it's cool that they did a digestible end game for, like, a fast-paced FPS. Yes. You know what I mean?
It sounds like a cool concept in terms of, like, Call of Duty. Yeah.
Like bro shooter kind of
shooter,
deal. Yeah, like and that's the thing too. Like Titanfall really just doesn't fit that label. Like it really doesn't. It's just really good in its own right. So as its own game.
So do you think that this will surpass Call of Duty in terms of popularity or skill levels, or
it depends on
how they market?
It depends on how they market and how. Like what the next Call of Duty is like, because like Ghosts is pretty popular, but it's not.
You can go to space.
It's not like the thing is Ghosts isn't Call of Duty 4. Ghosts isn't Modern Warfare 2. Ghosts isn't Black Ops. Like it's not the big Call of Duty games that sold millions right away and were popular for like at least a year. Like they were popular up until the next game's release completely. Like you know they kept the same population throughout the lifespan of the game. Mm-hmm. Titanfall's getting a lot of buzz though. Like that's the thing. Like the media buzz around Titanfall is huge. Like I've been following a bunch of people on Twitter, from Polygon and Game Informer and Joystick, and a bunch of them are just like, "Damn, Titanfall's really cool."
If you guys are out there listening, please hire Max. He wants a job for you guys.
Please hire me. But anyways, yeah, it's cool. Like there's a lot to look forward to, and there's a lot of potential. And while I don't think it's worth $60 quite yet, I do think it's a really good game.
Yeah.
And that's what really, like, in the end, that's what's going to make a game stand out in the end is how good it was, not how much it costs.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do Irrational Games. Okay, so Irrational Games, Ken Levine, Bioshock Infinite, they closed. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Isn't there a part 2 of Burial at Sea coming out?
It just came out, didn't it?
No.
What just came out?
Nothing.
No, something just came out, didn't it?
I thought Burial at Sea was March 7th or something.
Oh, you know what? They probably finished it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they finished it. And then Ken Levine was like, yeah, we're done. Um, yeah, that's literally what he said. Quote, "Yeah, we're done." No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so Irrational Games is a studio behind BioShock, and it's pretty legendary as one of the like best AAA studios, I guess.
I
mean, it's like Valve, Irrational Games, and the studio that makes like EA and DICE.
EA.
Yeah. What?
I guess I'm just looking at them from a game designer point.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm not gonna talk about EA's business practices, but their local studios do great work. Like EA.
Before they get shut down.
Well, yeah. Okay. The point is, the studios do good work.
Yeah.
This like EA Montreal, who did SSX, or that might have been EA Vancouver. It was one of the Canadian cities.
Yeah.
The whole division of EA that used to be Tiburon did great. Like the individual ones are. Anyways, point is, Irrational Games. Ken Levine did this big blog post about how Irrational Games is, quote, winding down, and how like they're going from like 200 people on staff to 15, and the 15 people are like leaving to form a new studio or like work on a different project, I guess. Mm-hmm. So like, God, it's really weird because like it kind of came out of left field a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, not completely. Like there seems to be a trend of big name AAA developers dropping and cutting and like making their own indies, like a la Peter Molyneux and that other guy. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Phil Fish?
No, not Phil. Phil Fish was never AAA.
I know. I'm kidding.
No, there's a couple people that were AAA that just kind of cut and run and went indie, which is a good thing. I like to see that, but it was a little unexpected for like a secure, high-paying position like Irrational Games would be.
Yeah. I'm just kind of surprised that they would disband the studio before they release their last title.
Right. Yeah. You'd think like they wouldn't do it upon completion. They would do a little bit of
like, hey guys, we finished. Let's just chill here for a while.
Yeah.
Wait for the money to pour in, and then we'll just announce.
Yeah. Like you think it would be a little less dramatic, I suppose. Yeah. But I don't know. I was talking to a couple different people about this whole thing, and a couple of the people I write with at Indie Game Insider were just talking about how like, well, that's the industry, you know. People just kind of move from project to project regardless of where the studio is. And I like, while that's true, that's true. We can't really refute that. But while that's true, it sucks to see people lose jobs.
Yeah.
Like it always sucks to see developers lose jobs, you know. In this industry, it's really high risk. There's not a lot of job security. And, you know, I really wish, like, especially for developers as talented as the people at Irrational, like, it makes sense for some of the smaller developers that are struggling and aren't as skilled. I mean, they're learning and stuff. I get that. But the point is, for people that were, like, that thought they were as secure as Irrational, where they had a successful studio with 2 successful games and DLC coming out that was bound to be successful, you'd think that they would be secure in that, and then this just kind of happens.
Yeah.
And it sucks. So I don't know. That was really my big quip about it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I'm shocked that they would just close down altogether and not like.
Not at least, yeah. Well, like they said it was winding down, which makes me believe that it's still going to exist, but it's clearly not.
Yeah.
Like, because Ken Levine said that
leaving.
Yeah, he's leaving and taking like the 15 people or whatever.
His
with
core
him.
15.
Yeah.
Like that just seems. Why can't you just have your own sub team inside?
Yeah.
Irrational Games?
Why do you have to shut down a developer to do that? Why? And like maybe it's a decision on the higher ups, and they just told Ken Levine like, "Hey, we're shutting this down. What are you gonna do?" Like,
yeah,
you know, I
guess
it's really bizarre to see it happen.
Yeah,
you know, especially with Irrational. But I do think there's definitely potential. Like,
yeah.
it's really it'll be interesting because I respect Ken Levine a lot. I think he makes really interesting games, and I think the team that he'll take with him is obviously on the same track as him.
Yeah.
What I am also really excited for is to see where the other 185 people go. Like, I want to see if there's a mass group that goes to, like, one developer. Because...
No, here's what they do. They start their own company and call it Irrational Games.
Dude! Genius.
Oh, man.
Brilliant. If you're listening, do that, okay? All right. There's also a thing that Ken Levine said.
And then they make a game called...
Shocked.
Shocked.
Or they just make...
I was going to say System Shock, but then I was like, oh, wait, that's a game.
Or they could just
and
make
was
it... No.
made by Ken Levine.
Yeah. System Shock 3.
System Shock 3, yeah.
Or they could call
Minus
it...
the Ken Levine.
Biology Shocker.
Yeah.
Or, like, something like that.
Or Aftershock.
Aftershock. Dude, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Okay. Now,
I like that one.
Now I want royalties on that.
Although an Aftershock wouldn't really matter in Colombia, would it?
No.
Oh, get it? Because it's in the sky.
Yeah.
Woo!
I just finished the game.
Oh, I didn't. Don't spoil it.
Really?
I never owned Infinite. I don't have a copy.
Dude.
I'm replaying BioShock 1 right now.
Dude, BioShock Infinite.
It's decent.
Head explosion. The ending.
Okay, in terms of story, I will believe you, but in terms of gameplay, I don't.
Oh no, gameplay?
Yeah.
But story?
Okay, I'll check it out. Is it on sale or something?
It was when I bought it.
Damn it. Can you gift one to me or something?
You sure? I don't know. You can come play it on my desktop.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can
yeah.
I just like bum it off your desktop or something? Whatever, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
You can watch my entire playthrough on Twitch TV/Airdo.
Ha! Yay! So, anyways, can't even concentrate now.
Ken Levine says, "Fuck the rest of his dev team."
Yeah,
we're moving on.
Clearly he does. No, he did like hint at his next game though.
Yeah.
Did you hear that little quote he said about narrative Legos?
Narrative Legos?
I'm pretty sure this was
It's the plural of Lego.
I know. But I think he said Legos.
Well, then I'm correcting Ken Levine. Let's play the game correcting Ken Levine.
Correcting reputable game developers, the podcast.
Best.
Woo! No, he said a quote about narrative, like he's like, I'm splitting off to make digital-only narrative-based games. And he said that he wants to experiment with the idea of like narrative Legos, where like you can just take pieces of a story and kind of move it around and put it together. Which, he did with BioShock 1 and the tape recorders.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, he used the same exact mechanic in Infinite as well.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil the game for you now that I know.
Don't.
I'm not gonna put a spoiler down.
Good. Well, I knew there were like tape recorders or something like that.
Yeah, there's Vox recorders or
Vox
something.
recorders, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, point is, it always sucks to see people lose jobs. Like that's what really hits me hard about this. But I wish everyone involved luck. Like I really hope that they find new studios. And Ken Levine's actually being pretty nice because he said that they're gonna keep the offices open and let them gather all their stuff and get everything in a portfolio. And
yeah,
I think he said there were also...
That's really nice for them because portfolios are everything.
Yeah, portfolios are everything.
In the art world.
And, yeah, in most of gaming altogether, I would say, besides maybe the programming aspect and some of the other stuff. I think they said, let me pull it up. He said something about helping out with interviews.
Yeah, he's gonna help people line up interviews. I did read this portion of things. He's gonna help the people who he's letting go or just saying screw you. Mm-hmm. He's actually gonna help them find new jobs. He's gonna ask his contacts to try to absorb part of his teams. He's gonna let everyone use everything they did, all the original files in their portfolios.
Which is that's huge. That's the one thing that makes me feel a lot better about this, because I would be really pissed if Ken Levine was just like, yeah, U15, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
And all the rest of you, screw you.
Yeah.
Good luck with your life.
Yeah, no. It's,
also, you can't put down Bioshock Infinite on your resume.
Yeah, no. It's good that he didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that he didn't do that.
Yeah. So that's really good. Yeah, here's his quote about the games. In time, we will announce a new endeavor with a new goal to make narrative-driven games for the core gamer that are highly replayable. To foster the most direct relationship with our fans possible, we will focus exclusively on content delivered digitally. That's cool. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell the narrative Legos quote is, but I remember that phrase.
I want to see it done in Legos. Legos.
But yeah, so there we go. I don't know. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. We really just have to wait and see. Like,
And now we need you to finish Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
And you haven't had it spoiled for you either.
No, I haven't. I've played about an hour or two of it though.
Okay, then I won't spoil it because I thought you had finished it too. So I was coming in here ready to talk about Bioshock Infinite alongside Irrational Games.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's cool. We'll talk about game endings on one of these episodes.
Because Bioshock Infinite, that ending.
Yeah, game endings are actually like, especially with Mass Effect 3 and stuff. Like they can really change a game.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like overall, they have an impact. Like a surprisingly large impact.
Like I will just say this: the ending, and once the credits started rolling for Bioshock Infinite, I yelled, "Fuck Ken Levine! Fuck that guy!"
But he's really smart.
No, it was just because of the ending. It was so good and shocking in a Bioshock game.
He's just really like. There's so many articles and analyzations of Bioshock 1's plot out there.
Oh yeah.
Like it's insane, and like he knows what he's doing in terms of narrative.
Oh no. Now that the time has sunk in, now that it's sunk in over time, the ending of Bioshock Infinite is amazing. Like
that's funny because a lot of people said it sucked.
Probably because they didn't understand it. It's really
okay.
You have to.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, you have to play it.
Okay, so topic 3. Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
Flappy Bird by oh god, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Flappy Bird's a game made by Dong Yan. It's Nguyen.
Oh.
So I think it's Dong. It's Dong Nguyen.
Nguyen.
Yeah. Nguyen. He's a Vietnamese indie developer who made. If you haven't heard of Flappy Bird, find a friend with an iPhone.
And hope that they had it.
Yeah, but you like also just find more friends with iPhones because like it's. Flappy Bird was the most popular app that I had heard of since Farmville.
Yeah. For how long? Like 2 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks. It rose. It was up there for a while.
Okay.
Then it spiked at one point.
It spiked and now
it's gone. Well, like anyways, the whole thing with this was this Vietnamese developer made a game called Flappy Bird last like June or July, and it finally got popular at the start of 2014. It rose in popularity to an insane point where it was like the top game on the iOS store for like it was like the new Candy Crush in a way, and except their owners weren't as evil.
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's copyright the word candy. Can I copyright the word bird and now I get royalties from everything Angry Birds and everything Flappy Bird?
Speaking of stealing IP, have you seen the top iOS games? They're all like Flappy Bird Flyer -Bird Fly game. Like it's hilarious. Like
oh my god.
They're like so obviously blatant rips besides Iron Pants, but that one's kind of dumb and weird and still a rip of the game mechanics.
I have not heard of this Iron Pants.
It's like the only Flappy Bird clone that doesn't directly steal the concept of like a bird flapping.
Oh, okay.
Like the rest of them are like download Flappy Pig or like download Flappy Flyer. Like they're so blatant copies. It's
wow.
It's like classic iOS store.
And let me
hilarity.
guess, they're all pay games?
No, they're all free, but they all have ads.
Okay.
$50K a day, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyways, the thing with Flappy Bird that makes it unique, though, is that right at the peak of its popularity, Dong Nguyen said that he was taking it down. He said, like, he couldn't take it anymore, and that he was going to take the app off the App Store. And, like, he threatened to do it, and then he actually did it.
Yeah.
And people were kind of like, holy crap, what the hell happened? And, like, the interesting thing about this is that it really affected Dong. Like, it was really, like, it was a huge issue for him. I'm going to read one of his tweets that he tweeted. This was probably 3 or 4 days before he announced the taking down of the game. He said, "I can call Flappy Bird a success of mine, but it also ruins my simple life. So now I hate it." And he was getting constant death threats over Twitter. There's a guy who collected a database of all the Flappy Bird death threats, and it's like 30 pages.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's horrible. There's like he was getting a bunch of junk. Like Kotaku criticized the crap out of him with like this scathing article about how he stole art from Mario, and they later apologized for it, but it's Kotaku. Anyways.
Oh, wow.
Woo, shots fired. No, but yeah, he got a lot of really awful press and a lot of awful reactions. So I don't blame him for taking it down. I don't blame him at all for taking it down, even though he was making a ton of money. Like, money isn't everything, especially to a lot of people. And this reminds me a lot of the Phil Fish thing, too.
Yeah.
Except that it seemed like people legitimately hated Phil Fish.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like there were actually people out there that thought that he was, like, evil and stuff, which...
Well, he was just a dick.
Well, I mean, sometimes. But he was kind of a dick. I mean, he just didn't understand how to control his anger very well. Like, and I know we're kind of...
he didn't know how to take criticism, either.
Yeah, yes. And I know that we're kind of doing the opposite of what he wanted by talking about Phil Fish and about the controversy, but it's important. Like, I don't know. I'm still on Phil Fish's side. Like, I really am. Like, it sucks to see developers get, hated. Like, I can understand legitimate criticism, but not hate. Like, and I know that he dished out a lot of like mean sentences and stuff that he said was not respectful, but you can't fight that back with more, like, negativity.
He said fuck Japan developers.
Yeah.
At a con.
Okay, that was bad, but you don't respond to that by saying no, fuck you. You respond to that by saying, "Hey, why do you think that? Like, we do a lot of hard work. What's like?"
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying, and people didn't do that, and that's what makes me take his side.
Mm.
Also, he probably just, I'm not going to delve into his personal life, but, like, maybe he has anger management issues. Maybe he had a traumatic event in the past or something. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of reasons that could have popped up. So, like, anyways, the point is, a lot of people really hated Phil Fish. Not that many people, I don't think, legitimately hate.
No, a lot of it was sarcasm.
I mean, some of it was but some of them were legitimate. Like, some of them were, like, people that were... like, actually pissed at the game and took it out on him.
Wow.
That's mean. Like, and like, sure, they might not have thought it, like, 2 or 3 days later or, like, when they uninstalled the app, but, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if someone takes, like, if I was frustrated with the weather and I came in here and was like, God, I freaking hate you guys. Like, you guys would be like, oh, okay, dick. Like, you wouldn't be like, oh, whatever, he's just mad. No, you'd be like, no, screw you, Max. Like, you know.
Mad, bro?
Yeah.
You're mad, bro.
Exactly.
Let me RRO and see what happens.
Yeah, like it's that's the thing. Like, and that's where I don't think he's at fault.
No.
Okay. And I wrote an article about this for Indie Game Insider, and I'll post it in the description. A shameless plug. And basically, my point with it was that, like, at the end of the day, we really just we can't hate creators for sharing something they created. Like, really, when it comes down to it, you, like, even as a consumer, as a member of the press, like, whatever your position is, like, people who make works of art and release them into the world, like, they're releasing a part of them. Like, they're releasing something they worked really hard on, that they put their heart and soul into. And even if it's something as simplistic as Flappy Bird, like, that's still something that's, like, part of them. Like, that's still...
Well, Flappy Bird's a piece of shit.
Flappy Bird's great, okay?
I said Appy, not Flappy.
Yeah, I made a there's a game jam for Flappy Bird going on called Flappy Jam, and me and a friend made a game called Appy Bird, where you play as the App Store logo and you flap through iPhones. It's really fun. You should play it. I'll also link that. It's really good.
I played it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, he's in my 3D class.
What's your high score? Without using the arrow keys.
Wait, you can use the arrow keys?
No.
Oh. I got past 4. I got 14.
14?
That's past your
Amateur?
I got past Brendan's score.
Damn.
That was his high score at that time. So.
Just don't read the comments on the Facebook page.
Okay.
Anyways, but that's really the point. Like, we can't start blaming creators for releasing works of art. Like, it doesn't matter if they suck. Criticize it, but don't hate it. Like, if you think something's bad or poorly made, then talk to them in a respectful manner about that, because they're going to take it personally if you just say, hey, you suck, man. Like, this is crap. Like, of course they're going to take it personally. That shouldn't even be something that needs to be said. But apparently it has to be. Like, I don't know. It just makes me mad because this guy clearly had no ill intent with Flappy Bird.
No.
You know, like, it wasn't just a cash grab. It was just like a simple little game. If anything, it was a cash grab for like a couple $100 so that he could develop something better.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't something that he was like, oh, let's push this and see if we can get to number 1. Like, no, I think Dong Yen is like he's a really legitimate indie. Like, he's not just in it for the money. He's not just going into this to like find a way out of a crap situation. At least I hope not. I don't think so, though. I really don't think so. So, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about Flappy Bird? Anything?
Other than it's a shame that it's down and that Mr. Yu Yen thinks that he's an awful person for making a game.
You shouldn't. We love you. I mean, yeah, it really sucks that it's down, because like, even if the game's simplistic and the game mechanics have already been done, like,
and just look at the backlash from him taking off the game.
Yeah,
people have been selling iPhones on eBay for $90,000.
Yeah,
like, how is that a thing?
I think it's just hilarious that even happened.
Yeah.
Like, the whole backlash from Flappy Bird going down is like what really surprised me.
Yeah.
Not the fact that it just went down, just the backlash from that. Speaking of things that make waves unintentionally in the gaming industry, we're going to talk about our last topic for today. Twitch plays Pokemon.
Praise be to Helix.
Oh, God. Okay, we can't spout memes for 20 minutes, Eric.
Come on.
Okay, I'm just going to say that. R.I.P. Jay Leno. Okay, we're done. 1 meme per person, that's it. That's it.
But ABBA.
You mean Abby?
No, ABBA. They renamed things.
Again?
Yeah.
Second time?
Yeah.
Is still in?
No.
What about X Cabbage?
No.
No, what?
They renamed them.
Again?
Yeah.
Like the second time?
Yeah.
So X Cabbage is gone?
Yeah.
When was that? Was that today?
I think so.
Like a couple hours ago?
Yeah.
Shit. Are they still? They're still in the Pokemon Tower, I thought.
Yeah.
The Name Raider's not in there.
Oh, maybe I'm confused then.
I think what you're thinking of is the 2 Pokemon that were nicknamed at the start, Abby and Jay Leno.
Oh, yeah.
They went to the Name Raider.
Yeah.
And everyone's renamed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
It's cool. Anyways, so Twitch plays Pokemon. So there's a game live streaming site called Twitch TV. I'm sure you've heard of it. A guy set up a script and an emulator so that any chat input that says up, down, left, right, B, A, or start would be parsed into a game command for an emulator that's playing Pokemon Blue. And
I thought it was red.
Pokemon Red or Blue, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's hacked anyway to have all 151 Pokemon, so it doesn't matter.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a ROM hack.
Oh.
It needs to be hacked or else we'd be on the start screen like every 5 seconds.
Why? Because of the exit?
Yeah.
I thought the exit just exited the menu.
I thought it went to the start screen, whatever.
Regardless, whatever. It doesn't matter. So basically, like, people type in the chat what they want the player to do, and then the player does the action on a 20-second delay. And, of course, like, there's input faults because, like, you know, if you press every button on a controller, not every press is going to register.
Yeah.
There's like delay and stuff like that. But this thing exploded. Like, it's been up for about 8 days.
Yeah.
And it is so popular. At its peak, it was like 115,000.
120.
Was it? I thought it was 115.
When they beat Giovanni.
I was watching that though. That it only
120.
It only went to 116 on us.
123.
Is that the fact?
Yeah.
Where's that from?
When I was watching it, it said 123,000 as we beat Giovanni.
I saw 116. Damn. Whatever. Anyways.
So it was probably more than now, based on how
it was somewhere. It was somewhere around 120K.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, and it's just exploded, and like, it's been utter chaos getting read through some of the tougher parts of the game. Like, there's so much community stuff that's spawned from this whole thing. Like, right at the start of the game, they picked the Helix fossil over the Dome fossil, so now there's like this religion over the Helix fossil, and like. There's this one ledge in the rock canyon that they couldn't get past, and so now people have like nicknamed it the ledge. And like when they nickname Pokemon, they always get fucked up names because like
it's random.
Yeah, well, like it's just random inputs and stuff. And so like one of the Pokemon at the start of the game was named like JLWVNOOOOOO. And they didn't know how to pronounce it, so they nicknamed this Pokemon Jay Leno. And they called him Jay Leno. And, like, there's another one that's just like ABBBBBBBK. Yeah. And they nicknamed it Abby. Like, it's hilarious. And, like, it never ends. Like, there's all these new things always spouting from it. And, man, it's crazy. So, anyways, I think it was on Tuesday morning of this week, Monday or Tuesday morning of this week, the creator of the stream, who is still anonymous, by the way, changed the system from having every input go through to a democracy system, where every 15 seconds it tallies up all the votes in that window.
20. It's now 20.
Well, it's now 20.
Okay.
It was 15 when it started, I believe. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They tally up all the votes in the window, and then the top vote gets the move, and then it's just one move. Or it can be multiples of a move. Like you can put in numbers at the end of moves, so you can say like left 4 to take 4 steps left, or like start BA, which doesn't do anything. I'm now realizing.
Yeah.
And then like I think this is probably the most interesting part of the stream so far. When that happened, people were so outraged that they didn't get that they weren't using the original system. People were so mad about that they organized like this online riot where they all typed in start 9, which paused the game 9 times and like made the player just completely idle. And for a couple hours, start 9 won like every move. Yeah. And the player was just not moving, and it was like this protest against the democracy system. Yeah. And so what the creator did is instigated a slider where you can now in the chat you can type in democracy or anarchy, and if enough people vote for one or the other, it switches over to the different system. So
it's a tug of war system.
Yeah, it's a tug of war thing. It's not like one person votes anarchy and it switches. So yeah, that's awesome. Like, honestly, ever since that whole anarchy versus democracy thing came in, I am like way less interested in the game and more interested in how the players are like dealing with changing like the system of input, because it's just so cool that they can do that.
Well, you know the reason why he instigated the democracy.
Well, yeah, the anarchy wasn't working.
Well, it was because when he partnered with Twitch, so for money, he had to put in a system in which it would guarantee progression in the game.
Why?
Why? Because Twitch wanted it to actually end at some point.
Where is this from?
It was up on the subreddit.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't have a source for it because I didn't remember. But
no, you don't have to have an exact source. I'm just curious. I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
I'll get out of here.
Find it again.
So yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah. I don't know. I'm fine with him partnering. Like, he can make money off this. Yeah. I don't give a crap.
He's making.
Oh, dude, he's making bank, man.
He's making so much.
There's like 50 to 60,000 viewers at the lowest, and there's if with one ad on there, that's like what 30,000 a day. Yeah. Like at least.
for a shitty laptop running red and blue.
And didn't he say, I think he said in an interview too that the code sucks.
Yeah, the code sucks.
The code is like really broken and like uses workarounds and like, oh man, which is hilarious. But it just goes to show, it's just like Flappy Bird. Like sometimes the really small things you don't think are going to get popular just explode.
Well, how would you not think that this would explode? It's a group participation thing. It's a game that everyone knows how to play.
Right. But
and it's a popular game. And you posted it up on Reddit and said, hey guys, look what I'm doing.
But think about this in a different light. Like we can't
predict viral things. That's the thing. But
yeah, Ben Kuchera wrote a whole article on Polygon about that. We don't know what the people want. We never will.
Yeah.
And like it's really like it's a unique idea.
Yeah.
That's what's important. That's what makes it have more of a chance than Flappy Bird. However, you don't know with these things.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
But there are factors that you could use to determine whether or not it
Of course, right.
Because you could put cats in it and it would go even faster. Because that's how the internet works.
I think that there's a lot of potential with Twitch Plays Pokemon, though, and the popularity, because these community-based games are becoming much more popular.
Well, now that this has taken off, and you know, it's easy to see. Like, Twitch Plays Tetris. Where,
Twitch Plays Pokemon plays Tetris, where they take the inputs from Twitch Plays Pokemon and apply them to Tetris.
Which they've hacked the ROM, or the emulator.
So that it can move up.
Yeah,
which is hilarious. So it's just basically like a Tetris piece floating around.
Yeah, for like hours.
There's also Twitch Plays...
Street Fighter?
Twitch Plays Street Fighter. There's Twitch Plays Final Fantasy 1 and 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
do not know about those.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. Probably the same as Twitch Plays Pokemon, just chaos. There's a whole bunch of Twitch Plays now. No. Like, it's really cool.
Well, it's such an easy script to create. It's basically you just...
I mean, I don't know anything about scripting.
Yeah, you just grab the output from the Twitch chat, and you just put it through a string lookup.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is really simple, and it's cool. It's cool to see the community that formed around it too, like our Twitch Plays Pokemon, all the different fan art, stuff like that. Like it's definitely really cool to see all that. But we'll see where it goes. Like they're fairly far in the game. They've got like 4 badges.
4 badges. It's currently trying to get to the top of Pokemon Tower, which may have changed by the time that this recording's even done.
Yeah, they've been
getting closer and closer. Like they keep getting higher and higher.
Yeah, well, they keep dying too.
And they keep dig ratting out.
Are they really?
I think they have at least once. I think that happened at least once.
I saw the Giovanni dig rat. That was hilarious.
Oh my god.
That was so funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right when they beat Giovanni, they dug out of the tunnel right before getting like this.
Skill.
Yeah, this item that you need to get to advance the game. They used the move dig and just got back out. And then they had to go through the whole stupid maze again.
That caused the whole anarchy versus democracy thing in the first place.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see where it goes, though. I love the idea, and I'm glad it's popular. Like, I'm really excited to see what else is going to happen. But anyways, thanks as always for listening. We'll have more insane, crazy, fun topics to talk about soon. Share with your friends and love us. And as always, like, participate if you like what we're doing, or if you want to see us talk about something in like specifically, then go for it.
Yeah.
Let us know. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.